How did your talk in particular help us think about this bigger question of remaking America?
So, I think that, at least from my perspective, as I tried to emphasize in my talk, the Civil War is a moment of transition in all sorts of ways. And of course, as historians, one thing we are obsessed with is the idea of change over time. We want to see how things begin and where they end up, and then ask the question of why and how. So when you're looking at how Americans thought about war in the 1860s, I think it is, as I said, it's a moment of shifting and transition, but it kind of reflects larger changes that are happening globally, really, in the way that Europeans and others think about war. And the fact that Americans actually do think about war at all is, I think, notable, right? And you could maybe even carry it a little further, maybe even a little too far, if you wanted to try to argue that, the American Civil War is in some way exceptional and unique. But I certainly think there is maybe something to that. American military thinkers had to confront the problems of war within the context of the war they're fighting, and that includes dealing with the issue of the citizen soldier and ideological considerations, the unique geography and terrain, the kind of economic, political, social, racial issues that are central to the war itself. All of those things are connected. There's a connectedness to it. And you can even see these things play out in some ways on the battlefield, in the ways that battles are fought, and the ways that campaigns are conceived and executed. So there's a kind of connectedness there that I think is important. And these changes that we see reverberate. They continue on into the 19th century, into the 20th century, and here we are in 2025, and we still are studying them, and they are still relevant in all sorts of ways.